On this
Yep.
computer. There we go.
That's what we wanted. Is it happening?
I don't know. Oh yeah, it is because the button changed.
All right. Here we go.
Salud.
Cheers.
Salud. Welcome to Woo.ish.
Welcome, all of our many listeners.
So many of you.
Big news. The metrics are in, and our viewership is up, skyrocketing.
Exponentially.
We had 22 downloads in the last 7 days. We
Holy
don't even know 22 people.
Between the two of us, we couldn't list 22 people that we've told about
Right.
this.
I've
So thank
downloaded
you.
it. You've downloaded it.
Well, obviously.
And then there's like maybe 4
Our
or 5
moms?
others. Not even my mom.
I don't know.
Who knows? We have listeners in Australia
Apparently.
and Indonesia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Our many fans.
We're sorry.
We're sorry. No, you're welcome.
You thought it was
All
Rachel
right.
Trash's podcast. It's not.
You're back for the Cancer New Moon.
Cancer New Moon.
Cheers again. This
Yes.
drink is delicious. I want to say maybe
Cocktail
the
for
most
this week?
delicious drink that we've had so far on the WooCast.
I think so. This is right up my alley. What's in it, Jordan?
So it is called, I'm pretty sure.
And why was it
It's
chosen
called-
for today's?
I'm so glad you asked.
I
because
know.
It's extremely serendipitous. Well, I guess not, because I did it on purpose.
Okay,
That's
well
not
then, yeah, that's
serendipity.
kind of the opposite of serendipitous. It's the opposite of serendipitous.
But it
Which
is awesome.
is-
So right up there. It's a painkiller, I think. And it's pretty much like a pina colada, just not blended, but with nutmeg to add a little
The
bit
nutmeg
of warmth.
fucking sets it off. It's the
And-
best part.
I picked it because so it all was very interesting in learning about cancer and the timing of the Cancer new moon, Cancer season
Yeah.
starts with the summer solstice, which was actually fell on the Capricorn full moon this year.
Yeah.
So summer solstice, longest day of the year, the most daylight hours within that day, at least in the northern hemisphere. And then every day after that, it just gets a little bit darker until the winter solstice.
The slow creep
Yep.
to
So
winter death.
beginning of summer, and it's Cancer always, now that I'm realizing the timing of it, it always lines up with like the 4th of July week, and
Okay.
everyone is going to the beach. Everyone's doing their summer vacations. I go to the beach every 4th of July since I was born.
Yeah.
And then it's Cancer, and Cancer is the crab, and it's all about like being able to live between two worlds,
Land
like,
and sea.
land and sea, hard outer shell, soft inner body. Everything I was
Delicious.
reading was all about the ocean, and I was like,
Yeah,
how
being
did
able
this
to
happen? Like,
move from the emotional inner world of the ocean to the like more concrete external world of the land.
I know, and
Hmm.
like it's just such cool timing. Yeah, because every year we all, as like a massive people, so many people are drawn to the beach during
To the
this
water,
time.
'cause it's
Yeah,
hot.
It's hot.
Hmm.
Summer's in full swing. So
There might
we
be a rhyme or reason to these astrological symbols.
I know, right? I wonder if like, so I don't know, however many hundreds of years ago, people were sitting down thinking about like the characteristics of
Yeah, we should maybe know about that.
Cancer. Like, was it, they were like,
Like the
oh, it's
origin
hot.
story
Everyone
of
goes to the
these-
beach, so it's probably a crab. But no, I think
But then where does like Capricorn's half goat, half mermaid?
yeah, this is
Like they were
true.
like, this is the right thing.
But I think that the constellations supposedly make the shapes of the creature.
Of the symbols, yeah.
So really, it's all just the fucking universe working.
But
in
it's what we see in the
magical-
stars, and maybe
Yeah.
we're primed to see a
Us-
crab
Right.
when we're like ready
Yeah.
to
It's a
venture into the sea.
chicken or egg thing. I don't know,
Ah.
but I love it.
We should
And
probably know since our like a central tenet.
we're learning
tenant.
together.
We're building
Yeah.
the plane as we fly it, everybody.
Yep. We're here
You're
to
welcome.
show you what it could look like if you wanted
If
to
you
learn about
knew.
things like this. So you're
Are
welcome.
we now? Are we sure?
It could look like
What
this.
it would look like if you started a podcast about something you don't know that well.
It could look different. It could, but it also could look like this.
It could always be different.
It could look like people who like do research and really look into things
Right.
and try and teach you something, but that's dumb.
Yeah.
We're not here for that.
No.
We're here
Well,
to
kind of.
drink delicious drinks. And the
Sweet.
nutmeg I thought was perfect because it was all like nutmeg is cozy and warm. And Cancer is also about like home bodies
True.
and
Domestic life.
yeah, domestic life, which
Yeah.
feels cozy to me. So this feels like the coziest fucking summer drink of all time.
Excellent.
perfect.
A little
It's
pina
so
colada
good.
on ice with nutmeg.
Yeah.
Painkiller.
Yes.
All
yes.
day, son.
Painkiller. Killing the pain of our past decisions. Also Cancer. Because it's all about
And
your past
alcohol.
life and alcohol. So there you go.
Cause of and solution to.
All right, let's get to
all you
business.
listeners.
Yes.
So I was just talking to Jordan that reading all of what the Cancer new moon represents, which is a lot of like going into the journey into your past and explore your like ancestral wisdom and all the things you've learned. And
I like the ancestral part a lot.
I don't. That like I don't want to do that. I got real upset.
About do you think you got upset about the ancestral?
It was just all like I don't want to journey into my past. Like I
past,
don't
yeah.
want to do that. I don't want to rehab. Like it's making me upset now. Like, I don't want to fucking do it. Feelings. I have had all the feelings.
It's happening.
I've cried twice today,
It's all happening.
which is more, at least once more than I usually do.
well, and
So I'm full of emotions. But I was very upset, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to talk about on the podcast without crying tomorrow. But
we
part
love
of
it when you cry. Cry more. Everyone, look at Kim while she cries.
And please make fun of me mercilessly. Just taunt me completely. Little bitch. That's what I expect. But also part of the new was like focus on like reconnecting with that psychic shit, the magic shit, the woo-ish shit that we're doing. That's exactly what your write-up said. And I was like, I don't really know how to do this because now I'm all in my feelings about the past and shit. I don't want to do that. And then my brother texted me, who lives out of state. He's not home often. He like wanted to come over for a visit because he had a gift for me. And he went to Barnes and Noble and bought me this book on seances. And it's super fucking awesome. There's like stuff about tarot in here and like bibliomancy and Ouija board and like all kinds of fucking super woo-woo shit. And it was incredibly thoughtful and really sweet. And thank you, Adam. It is awesome. Yeah.
Thank you,
I've read a
Adam.
good bit of it, and we're definitely gonna have to do like a fucking seance.
What are we gonna do? Like, did it give you options, and did you?
There's so many options.
Okay.
There's so many things we could do, but
We'll
it's
have to
like
pick one and do it.
spell casting. Like it's what were these books called? Like the big witch books.
Oh, grimoire. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Okay, you could have probably said anything. Be like, yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good. There's stuff about tarot, about like charms and the horoscope. Yeah, different things you could.
Look at that.
Scientific seance. The pictures are dope. There's
Yeah.
different exercises.
Tell our many tens of listeners what book it is. What's it called?
It is called The Book of Seances by Claire Goodchild, a guide to divination and speaking to spirits. And the first fucking chapter is What is Death?
I love it.
And I love it. I'm excited.
It's
like short, easy to digest, very cool pictures.
Mhm.
I'm excited to read it, but I thought that was a sign from the universe that I don't have to worry about my past or learn from my mistakes. I can just barrel forward into
I think
the other stuff.
what I read was Cancer energy. You can get caught up in the past and dwell in the past when you're not in like right Cancer energy. But if you're in right Cancer energy, there's definitely a better way to say that. But if you are honoring the Cancer energy, you are looking at your psychic abilities and how you can hone in on those. You're looking at your ancestry and just finding out more about that. You're paying attention to your past, but only to take from it,
to glean wisdom from it.
There you go. Thank you. And yeah, we don't have to dwell on our past because we're using the Cancer energy for good.
But I don't want to examine it.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're
not here to do that.
My whole life is fucking. Let's look at the fucking past. Like no.
Like let's look at how I screwed up.
Yeah,
I can definitely get caught up. See, and that's it. That's us getting caught up in the past, and we don't want to do that.
No.
So
we're going to ignore that part of it.
I was listening to a book recently, and she was talking about how she goes back into her past memories, and she's definitely a better person than we are. And she can do this kind of stuff. I don't even know how to do it. But she's like, I go back into my past memories and I change them. Like I step back into them and I change them into the things that would have, would have helped me in that moment. And I change my
That's like a
choices.
therapy thing too, is like
Yeah.
reframe those memories,
Right.
like with some empathy and some insight.
I change my memories and I turn them into the things that would have helped me in that moment.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, well, that's the cool thing to know how to do.
There's like a lot of therapy concepts around that. Reparenting yourself, those like different aspects of yourself, like little you that needed to rebel, going back and giving her what she needed that your
Right.
like parents did.
Making
So there's a lot of overlap between this like mystical shit and the mind shit.
yeah, like going back to those moments of crossroads where you maybe made the wrong choice and just correcting that in your memory and walking down that path.
I don't know.
of,
That
like,
feels
where
a
it
little.
would've- Well, I don't know. I like that. I was like, yeah, I think that's what I got from it. I was like,
I
oh,
definitely
I was
did.
like, we can do that.
I
Oh.
did not hit that bus. I didn't. That's just not what happened.
It was a different.
What do
thing.
you remember?
Yeah,
Just gaslight the shit out of everyone else around you. I didn't hit 2 buses. That's
I
ridiculous.
corrected those memories.
Yeah, no. I went back and I fixed that. You don't remember that you weren't a part of that fixing? Okay. So you're just gonna keep
That's
bringing
on
that up?
you.
Yeah. And maybe you need to do some fucking work.
Exactly.
Yep. Everybody else's fault.
So
Get into some, maybe we do some seance shit.
I'm ready. I wanna say maybe. So it's hard.
To do a seance?
Probably. It's definitely going to be hard for us to do a seance. I don't know
No.
if I could be serious. Like I
We
see
could
all
do-
these cool things,
Serious.
all these little like, oh, you should do this. Find
Like
a friend.
salt circle.
Like find a friend and see if you guys are psychic. Like
Both
think of a
psychics
thing
have
and-
told us that we're psychic.
Yeah, but I don't think we're psychic together.
I think we're extra psychic
I
together.
don't think we're psychic
And
together.
I think there's a chapter in the book about whether or not you should bring a friend to your particular seance. And I was like, I should look into that.
Like, I
Yeah,
think
like-
there needs to be a third party.
A third
to-
party?
Because otherwise we're never gonna get it off the ground.
Who would our third party be?
I don't like someone we don't like we've been talking about it and we really do need to start going on some Woo.ish.
Adventures. That's how it started
a
out.
Woo.ish field trip. We gotta like go to a seminar, a seance seminar.
Oh, God.
I don't think DC is good for that kind of shit. We're not in the right place.
I hear there's a lot of stuff up in like northern Maryland.
Okay. We'll have to look into it.
Like on the Pennsylvania, probably around like the Gettysburg area.
All right.
I bet if we go to that weird,
the fucking weirdos that we're gonna meet, I can't wait. They're gonna be so weird. All right, that's why we're gonna go do it and bring the knowledge and the
so
information
you
back
don't
to you.
have to, like
Exactly.
the psychic and the worser psychic.
Exactly right.
You are welcome. And can we pause really quick?
I think.
We can try.
Here we go. My mom got her corneas replaced.
What?
Yeah,
That's a thing they can do?
that's what they do now.
Replace your what part of your eye is your cornea?
I have no idea. I don't know how the eye works, especially after talking to her about what has been happening. It's all a mystery.
Because I know when I got the LASIK, like they take the flap off your eye and it's bananas.
And they I guess
Like you're laying there awake and your
cornea.
eyes are clamped up. I guess, I don't know, something is too curved and that's why your eyesight's fucked up. So they like lift this flap up and you can see it just go black across. And then they go zips. And then it comes back on. So is that the cornea?
I think
the
the cornea is the
flap?
thing behind it.
The thing they zap?
I have literally no idea.
Replaced with whose cornea?
Dead person, maybe.
Yeah,
I think
they do
so.
that with teeth.
We talked about it, and I can't remember because she had to get one done. I don't know, like 4 or 5 months ago.
This
and
is a
so
random
it's
jump
been a
back
long
in.
conversation. It's all right. They love us for it.
We're gonna take a break.
They love us for it.
Hop back in here.
So we're back,
We're back.
and I brought gifts. So last week I talked to you about my Temu purchases,
Yes,
and
we reviewed some stickers.
I bought you some gifts. Now this means you have to get your own weed, like loose weed.
Okay, that's where this came from.
I suggested we smoke a joint to
What?
roll your own purple joint.
You were the
So-
best gift
isn't that
giver
the
on the
cutest?
fucking planet, and
That's amazing. Can we
Hold
like
on.
show these?
yeah.
Look, so it's. I see people do this. This
Okay,
is a
yeah,
thing.
no, the
the
lights-
light's
the
not
lights-
working. There it is.
There. Okay.
It's purple. It's like
It's
a
a
pale
purple-
purple
right.
rolling paper. But you don't
Like
have
the
to roll
regular-
anything. You just have to kind of, you gotta
No,
dump the weed in there. You gotta get a little funnel maybe.
It's got the filter in there.
Then you twist it off at the top. It even has
Stop
like a
fucking-
pretty little flower on the filter there. And is a little roach clip, but it's gorgeous.
Shut the fuck up. It's a roach clip.
Yeah.
See.
Hold on. Let me
I
show you the full
demonstrate.
effect.
Okay.
Yeah, these have like their own.
Oh, it's right
Well,
there.
I bet you can,
Jesus
it still
Christ.
works.
ADHD. Yeah, see, like the pre-rolls come with the little filter already rolled.
Right.
And yeah, so you just fill the cone up, but that's already filled, and it's purple, and it has a little flower on it,
Look
and
at
it
that.
comes with a little roach clip.
There's
Awesome.
a ton of them in there. There was like $1.
Timu.
Timu. There you go.
Thank you, Jordan.
You're very welcome.
That was incredibly thoughtful and sweet.
You're
And
very
I
welcome.
will buy some flour for us. These can be our Woo.ish joints.
Isn't that so fun?
I
I know. So we gotta, like we talked about maybe 2 episodes ago, we're gonna have to start tailoring our joints to the season. For like, for example,
Oh, like
this is
get the
Cancer.
strain. Yeah.
So this is Cancer, New Moon, and I want to say chamomile was one of like the herbs that came
Oh,
up for
yeah.
Cancer a lot. So we got to get some like dried chamomile and throw it
That's
in there
right.
with it.
I was thinking you wanted to put drugs on the joints. I remember that episode.
That's right. We're right back where we are. Yeah.
Full
Right
circle.
where we were.
Full circle. This is so adorable. It's a little
I
bee.
love it. Yeah.
The little bead up. Yeah, by the time you need a roach clip.
Yeah, exactly.
But this gives like some
Yeah, it's
Cruella
so
de Vil
cute.
vibe. It's got a little finger hole.
That's so cute.
It's a work
Well,
in progress.
I love it.
I've got this little roach.
There you go. Try it out.
I will.
That's so
try it.
fun.
This is so dope. Aw, thank you, Jordan.
It was lovely.
There we go.
It looks
This
so
is
good.
fucking fantastic.
It looks so good.
I feel like Cruella de Vil.
you look amazing.
I haven't killed any puppies today.
Too bad.
Not yet.
Fitting.
Not yet.
I see.
Yeah, you gotta play with it.
So
The
fun.
little finger.
Little bee.
The little bead slides up to make it tighter or looser. Weed.
It's come so far.
It's so good for you. I've been on every fucking anti-anxiety medicine, every antidepressant, everything. Nothing has ever controlled my anxiety better
What do you think?
than weed.
I keep hearing, and I feel like it's probably true, that kids should not smoke too much weed. I
No.
feel like it being
I don't think kids should have, I mean, while your brain is developing, for sure, is that any substance you ingest the earlier, and especially if it's an addictive substance, which is not marijuana,
right.
nicotine, alcohol, all the other fun stuff, all the real drugs,
Amphetamines. all that
amphetamines,
stuff.
anything like that.
Right, because I
But
bet
it's
you
not the same.
anything while your brain's developing, any of that shit is just
It's not
no
great.
right. I don't know if we've talked. I feel like we have talked
Mhm.
about this, but
In the very
I-
first episode.
I think I would be so much smarter than I am.
Yes,
I
me
would
too.
be so much smarter than I am today if I,
I
hadn't
wonder that.
done all the damage that I did to my brain cells, my brain in general.
Oh, it kills brains.
We have holes in our
I wonder
brain.
that too. Yes. The ecstasy fucks your spinal cord.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you destroy brain cells, and once they're lost, you can't kind of get them back. And I wondered a lot about, is it really like, it's definitely ADHD. Like, would I not have gotten out of my car and let it hit my garage
You
at
didn't-
37
If you didn't have all
if
the
I
holes
hadn't
in your
done all
brain.
the drugs? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
you
think-
can't take it back. It is irreversible, and I think that's what scares people with kids. It's like you can't
Here
undo
is,
it.
kids. A
And there's-
PSA for you. Do as many drugs as you want starting in your late 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. If I had to do it over, because like I did shrooms in my 30s and it was, I could control my environment. I knew
Yeah.
myself. I'm a
Wasn't-
lot more secure. I know what makes me feel safe. I know what doesn't. I know who's safe to be around. So yeah. But like if you make it to your late 20s without doing any drugs, like, are you even cool?
Don't do a lot
What-
of them. But I think that for kids under a certain age, like don't smoke weed every day, man. Do
Not
it
every
once-
day.
Do it like every once in a while, but
Contrary to what? Who does smoke weed every day? Smoke weed every day. Is it Warren G? Kids today don't know who that
Yeah.
is anyway. Go listen to a bunch of Warren G. Well, it'll make you a cooler person, but that's beside the point. Don't do real drugs. Like weed grows out of the ground like that. Shrooms grow out of the ground like that. Alcohol.
Well, and do all the drugs, but just don't do them consecutively over and over again in your childhood years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs every day as a child.
Exactly.
Come here for key parenting advice. That'll be a chapter in Adam and I's book. All right, here's how we feel about drugs. Just not every day.
Not every day in childhood.
And not all of them.
Yeah.
So stop giving your kids crack and meth and heroin and what else is there? What even are bad stuff? Like kids are idiots. They're very dumb. All right. Yeah.
For cancer.
Okay. Cancer.
Which I was like looking up cancer cocktails, and it was all like,
figured it'd be like,
you have cancer. Here's how to celebrate. It's a real bummer.
It's your celebratory cancer cocktail. I don't, if I decide I have cancer or decide I have cancer, if I come to that point in my life,
That's it. That's it. I have cancer.
You know what?
Fuck this.
When I get cancer,
There it is.
and I decide to tell everybody, I'd like a cocktail.
Right.
I'd like a Kim Cancer cocktail.
We'll come up with a cocktail.
Yeah, it should probably just be whiskey.
There's a lot of those out there. A lot
Okay.
of cancer celebration cocktails.
Or like a coping cancer cocktail.
They were like,
celebration.
They were like, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Think cocktails. You have cancer. Here's a cocktail. Which,
Didn't that feel like Marvel Light coming out with like a pink box special edition?
I would buy
breast cancer?
you gotta support the ladies. And while I was doing that, I was like, this is so amazing. Look at the internet. Because it was all about breast cancer awareness. And it took me a second to make the connection that I just put in cancer cocktails. Instead, I thought that it was picking up on that cancer is also all about your tits. The area like a certain body part. And cancer is your tits.
It's all about your tits.
Yeah.
I was like, kind of fitting. Look at
Okay. But then I realized what was happening. But either way,
it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
it's not until no. I thought it might.
So
like, look at this. Like it's all
lining.
No, but it's much later in the year.
Okay,
Which doesn't make sense. Maybe it's around the Cancer full moon. I don't know.
We'll find out.
We will find out. We
Put a
will
pin in
let
that.
you know.
Let's make a note.
Yeah. So I did write down some things about our tits.
Oh, good.
It just says
Well,
also.
they already have an update on our necks.
It says also our tits. Doesn't matter. Here we are. So, how are your tits?
They're fine.
Yeah,
No, they're good.
they're good.
Yeah, I check them.
I am
For the
envious.
cancer.
Do you?
Yeah, you know, rub all over.
Do you really?
Yes,
That's impressive.
I'm really prone to cancer.
I have never once.
You don't like do the whole.
No, I don't do the whole thing.
I do it every time I'm in the shower. I'm like, is anything weird? Is anything weird? What's
No.
going on? What's going on?
Nope, I don't.
No, and you gotta go all the way up in the armpit too, like that. All of that is breast tissue as well.
So uncomfortable.
That's why
you haven't gotten your tits smashed.
apparently mammogram boob smash, which you do, you flop it up because I have had one before. You flop it up on a thing, and it smashes them good. It was so painful.
These boobs.
I was
can
like, there's
flatten
no
out
way
like
they're gonna recover.
pancakes.
Yeah.
No,
What do you
bet-
call it when
I
like
bet you
it
got-
recovers its shape? Like a beanbag chair? No, you know what? Or like a squishy, like a stress ball. Like you
Yeah,
squeeze
I know what
it
you're
and then
talking
it
about.
pops back up and
Right.
it retains its shape.
Mhm.
No, I feel like it's like a
Permanently, like
Like a-
they did some damage.
yes. Like
Now your boobs
yeah, it doesn't
shoot out like that.
break. Like
Flat.
yeah, it's just flattened out. Like that doesn't help me. But
So
yeah, it's extremely painful.
You had to get one, or
yeah,
you
I don't
decided
remember
to
what
get
it
one.
was. It was I was young. It was a really long time
Well, that's
ago.
so weird.
Yeah, maybe
God,
something was
fucking
going
doctors. Or they're just sadistic motherfuckers.
on. No, it might have been.
Let's put this 12-year-old through a horribly embarrassing and painful procedure.
Oh, it wasn't embarrassing.
It was no. I always
No.
got embarrassed going to the doctor.
I was like, for real, you want me to just flop it? Like they just come out with like a table and they're like, flop it on there. And
Just throw it out there.
I'm like, just flop it on there. Like that's what we're doing.
Medical term.
Like, what do girls with little boobs do?
I have no idea. They get the forceps out. And they
I don't know. Do they do baby ones where someone like stands there and does that?
tweezers and just pinches your nipples.
Or maybe you can just see it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Now I feel a little, there might be something going on there. This is some sort of discrimination against big boobs.
Against them or
I don't
against
know.
little boobs?
I would say big boobs. I have to
Because
flop
you
it
don't
onto
think that-
something.
You don't
Like
think that
that's
someone
not
with
great.
little boobs, they're like, you're fine. We don't need
Yeah,
to
they're
test
like, we
you."
can see it.
Yeah.
We built the tests around you because the medical community is biased against
They
it.
like
We're geared
little
towards men.
boobs.
So yeah, no, you have manageable boobs. Those floppy bad boys, I don't know what to do with. But no, you've never had a mammogram? I might not have been that young. If I,
Maybe because you have breast cancer in your family.
it might have
Do
been
you?
when my mom got diagnosed when I was
That's right.
a
That's what you-
teenager.
Yeah.
So it might have been like me going and like just getting tested. I don't know.
Preventative something or other.
Back when healthcare was a thing, but
Right.
it never was. So I don't know why I would have had that done.
Your
but I
mom
definitely
must have
did.
Made you do it.
Yeah, probably.
No, my boobs.
But never. Now, how are your boobs?
So pathetic.
Pathetic?
Yes, fucking pathetic.
In what way?
Because they used to be stellar. I used to
Aw,
have
you
the
did.
best boobs.
Yeah.
I would show just about anyone who wanted to see because that's how good they were, you know?
Yeah, you
Like
did
you're
have
like
nice boobs.
here, like you
Yeah,
want
I
to see
would-
something? Like it wasn't like it was more like, dude,
No, just be like, yeah, I'm
do you
just
want
gonna.
to see this? Like you do.
You do.
want to see these.
Anyone can appreciate them.
And now I had been using the image of a tube sock full of quarters. But really, if we're being honest, it also
One quarter.
lines up with
Feels heavy.
the Cancer new moon because this is like a very beachy image. You know those like wind socks where it's like made out of kite material, and but it's not a kite.
Oh,
it's
like
like
one
a
of the
sock and it
ladies-
blows in the wind.
The guy who dances like
Kind
outside of
like-
car dealerships.
Kind of like that, but like the sock that's just
Okay,
tied to
I think
a
so.
post and the wind catches it and it's like it
So
shoots
it's
out.
like a kite flute.
So it's like that, but it's like a hot and humid, very still day with no wind, no breeze. Like wind sock, no breeze, and it's like kind of wet. That's my boobs. It doesn't even have the fucking quarters to like weigh it down.
Is it just like residual sand?
Yeah,
Like
Kind
kind
of.
of whatever blows in.
right.
Aw.
Just hanging
Do
out.
they hurt?
Uh,
Like, do they feel any different?
they definitely feel different to the touch? Like
I mean,
so
to
much.
you internally.
But do my boobs hurt? No. They feel nothing.
So they just look
They
different.
feel nothing. Yeah.
I mean, they're smaller. They definitely are.
They're a lot smaller.
Because you used to
There's-
have
Dude,
boobs, I think bigger than
boobs-
mine.
Boobs too big for like my frame. I
Yes.
was like, oh, a reduction. Like,
Yeah.
that would be great. But now, it's nostalgia
Oh,
for the boobs that used to be.
you miss them?
I do. I'm happy that my boobs are smaller, but
Right.
man, the lifelessness of my boobs is just
Oh yeah.
so depressing.
You'd rather have like big old.
Yeah, I'd rather go
Honkers.
back to
Okay.
the big boobs.
So really, the best is in the middle, but like
it's
with the meat.
it's just shocking
Like
the
a seed.
things that specifically breastfeeding does
I imagine.
to your boobs.
Because it's the whole point that they're there. It kind of makes sense that they would dry up at
Sucks the
some
life
point.
out of them. That's exactly what it is. Sometimes
Like
my
the rest of
nipples
you
are
dries up
dry
at
and
some-
crusty now. I
Oh.
have crust on my nipples.
Do you moisturize them?
No, I mean not really, not in particular.
I
I
think
don't
you're
like,
supposed to.
but I never. It's like a milk thing. It's
Right.
like
I think
a-
you're supposed to moisturize
dry-
them while you're
I
breastfeeding.
never had dry, crusty nipples prior to breastfeeding. And now, years outside of breastfeeding,
Dry, crusty nipples.
dry, crusty nipples.
That sucks.
It sucks.
I'm sorry.
It's shocking.
I would try rubbing a like a balm on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
They
like
gotta make nipple balm.
they do. They definitely do. And I think it would still happen even if I was moisturized because it's like ducts. The ducts are like getting,
I don't know what it's like to have a duct on your body.
you have them.
I know, but they've never
Just-
been
yeah.
used, so I don't know what that experience
It's
is like.
bizarre.
I
You
imagine.
didn't know how many holes were on your nipples until you had to shoot milk out of them, and you're like, ah,
There's
I thought
bubbles
there
all
was-
over the nipple.
I thought there was just one, but there's so many. Yeah, it's like
Like on the whole of it,
it's like a shower head.
or just the part that sticks out. Welcome to Woo.ish, where we invite you to explore medical terminology.
Yeah, like not at the far edges. Not at the far edges, but not just at the tip.
Oh,
Yep. You never knew. I never
I
knew.
didn't know. Nobody told me.
And so now,
Yeah, women's bodies are amazing.
something like that.
Yeah, they are. So you're having trouble loving your like post baby body,
Just my boobs
just the boobs,
and
because the rest of you looks flawless.
the vaginal canal. But
How was your
how are your vaginal walls?
floor, your pelvic floor?
The same, because I didn't.
Okay.
I feel like I need to buy something.
You weren't. No,
I need to buy the device.
but you won't buy nipple balm.
I put it in my Amazon cart, but I'm gonna wait and see if I get a
pelvic
deal.
floor
Yeah. Oh, we talked about this.
for the podcast. Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
your
So your tits are okay? I mean, they're okay. They're not great. They're not
They're
ideal.
not great. You know, I have thought, not very seriously because it's just too expensive, but maybe if I go to Mexico or something,
No,
the
just don't.
a lift.
Don't do that.
But
Do
I
it
don't
here.
even know
Just do it here.
because I don't have the meat. Like I don't even think a lift would work. It would have to be, I feel like I would go and get my consultation and they'd be like, you don't have enough going on here to just do a lift. You have to get implants. And I'm scared
But
of
maybe they do,
implants
so,
because I've heard bad stories about them.
Brazilian butt thing where they take fat out of one part of your body and they put it in your boobs or they put it in your butt.
They do that though.
They
I think
do
they
that.
do.
That-
They do. Oh,
that's
no, I know
exactly
they
what
do
that's
that, but
called.
not for your boobs though.
Oh, if they can do it in your butt, I'm sure they can do it in
Yeah.
your boobs.
I don't know. I always thought it was just implants because that's all you.
Well, you
hear
don't know.
about.
That's why you do the consult.
This is true. But
Go talk
that's-
to him.
that's
I'll
a
come
while
with you
down the
and I'll
road.
be like, what's good with like
just
the
like
opposite direction?
mark me up, doc.
Fuck yeah. I'll
Just-
save up some money.
Just what don't you like about me? Just
Oh
put
no,
marks
no,
all
no. I
over
know.
me.
I'm well aware.
I would love to see what someone would be like, here's how I'll fix you. And
Oh,
they just
God.
go like I give them permission head to toe.
I bet I could guess it to a T. I bet every woman could.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to go down that road.
No, I'm just curious.
I'm not.
What a
What
day.
the fuck would you want to hear? That is not damn. I swear to God.
Just to have a professional.
No, I
A
bet you gouge
professional
my
be
eye out
tell
with
you
a spoon.
What's wrong?
Yeah, just mark
Like-
you up like this, in like minuscule surgical level detail. No,
Like that's all. It's gotta be a
No.
he. I wouldn't accept
of
it
course
from a
it would
woman.
be. Yeah, women can't do that.
It's gotta be a
You
him.
heard me when I said surgeon, right?
And he should be like kind of good looking.
Ew.
Yep.
This-
I don't know. I think I used to watch Nip Tuck a lot. I
I
think
don't
that's what
know.
I'm picturing.
I don't know what that. I never watched that, but
Never
I feel like
watched
this
it.
is something you should talk to somebody about.
My
Like that
surgeon.
feels. No. No.
Tell me what you don't like
No.
about me.
Oh my
I
God.
don't like it.
What? Dear God. Okay.
Is that not good?
No. That is something I want to hear a lot more about.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're definitely going to revisit this next
I think
session.
it sounds like fun. Next session.
What? And the session after that, and after that, and after that. We're going to take a deep dive into that. Sounds like fun.
I was thinking
Okay.
about the whole everything, the whole new moon, full moon, and what we're doing. The whole zodiac year,
Mhm.
right? And how the zodiac kind of lines up with the tarot major arcana. It is kind of a storyline, a human storyline, an archetypal. This is the human journey
Mhm. From full to like
from
just the world.
Yep,
From your
exactly.
brand
Every
new
human
to the world.
every human steps into a journey and here's what it's going to look like, and each sign is a guidepost. They have a focus on a human experience that all that we
Like
all
how
have to
far you
deal with.
come and how far you have to go and
Right.
where
And so
you're
it's-
at in that particular journey.
Exactly. It was all kind of unfolding. Like each year, we have a pause point or like a focus every month saying like, here's an important part of what makes you human. And you should think about it and how can you, what do you want your intentions to be for that area of your life?
Yeah.
And then, you set those intentions. 6 months later, you look back, you're like, okay, that was that aspect of my life. And now I'm closing that out.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then it will come back around the following year. And hopefully you're a little bit better from what the work you did the previous year, the previous season,
Okay.
to go into the next season.
Yeah.
With, like, all right, so I overcame that hurdle in this particular area of my life. And now it's time to focus on, this next phase.
Right.
And I don't know, I was just like, it was all coming full circle and I really liked it. I feel like we already knew that was happening, but it all kind of came clear to me during this Cancer new moon
Becoming more
research.
tangible, more
Yeah, maybe.
like
Right, like
real, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a cycle. We all know that. But like following it makes it a little bit more accessible.
Yeah, following it and then just having this kind of fun way to focus. To be like, like here's an area that you need to look at and examine. And how are you going? Like, what do you like? Not like how do you fix
it's like
it,
a
make it better, but more just like
it's a prompt
look at this.
to
You should
reflect
pay attention to your life. You should pay attention to
on this aspect, and it
Yeah.
keeps it kind of holistic of like focus on your body, focus on your work, focus on your family.
Exactly.
I like it. Yeah,
Yes.
I like it.
It was lovely.
I agree.
So, did you think about what your intentions are going to be for your Cancer new moon? We have some time.
I'm not fucking digging around in my past. It'd be like every therapy client that's like, we don't need to talk about my childhood at all. I'm like,
Do you have ones who come in and say
oh
that?
yeah, it happens all the time. They're like, guess what
That's-
the only fucking thing we're gonna talk about is.
That's so
child.
funny.
Yeah, because wherever you feel that resistance is usually where you need to focus.
But like everyone knows that it's your childhood, but I guess they don't, or if they know,
I've already
they
talked about it
refuse
so
to-
much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet you do get fucking tired of talking about it too. Like if you're someone who goes to therapy, that's probably all you fucking talk about.
I mean,
Like
it's an important part, but like okay,
4 therapists,
and which a lot of people do that. It can take a long time to find the right match, and you can absolutely stay with somebody for years and just outgrow them. Nothing went wrong. It's like any other voluntary relationship, I think, where it's intimate, but that felt weird. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's safe to tell all your secrets to, and you don't want to fucking hang out with somebody every week for the rest of your life. Sometimes you're like, okay, you served your purpose. This is a treatment. Let's be done. But it has to be a good fit. Let's not talk about our child. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the fucking time. Here's a pro tip for therapy. As soon as you say, this isn't important, or I don't want to talk about this, like, so this happened, but it's not a big deal. Whatever you gloss over is the shit I want to hear about. That's the shit, because that's the shit you're not dealing with, and that's why you're sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you feel that resistance to. So yeah, when I was like, I don't want to reflect on my ancestral knowledge and what I learned from my family, and I don't want to rehash old relationships and whether they were healthy or not. Like all that resistance, like as soon as I stopped sobbing, I was like, yeah, this is probably something I need to examine. I felt like a strong like resistance to it. So yeah, when you come into therapy going, I don't want to talk about my childhood, and a good therapist is going to go, that's all we're going to talk about for the next like 6 weeks.
But was your resistance to all of your past? Like, or was it something specific?
No, it felt specific. And it was just kind of a moment of like, I don't think it was global, and I don't think it's going to last long.
What does that mean? Like the moment will pass?
That moment of like, I don't want to dig into that. I need to move past that, I think was specific. It wasn't everything, but also like, yeah, we're probably gonna have to cut this shit. July 3rd's coming up, and that's the anniversary of Corey's death, which is always kind of a weird time. And Monday was the anniversary of the first time I went to urgent care for my mono symptoms. Like I was really sick last year, and like being put back in that, just like a kind of not a lot of good things in the past I was reflecting on. And then I read that, was like, dig into that. And it's
Right.
like, no, I don't want to.
And it's like the anniversary, which is a big deal. Like the
Anniversary reactions are a real thing in grief. Adam asked me when he was here, like, what are you gonna do for July 4th? And I was like, cry a lot, probably. That's what I normally do.
right.
I go get sushi from Wasabi Zen. I drive around Potomac and look at the mansions and I cry.
So it's just a tough time.
Yeah. But not really. Like,
Yeah. And that's okay. That actually all sounds really nice. Like the crying part, I
I
think,
cry a little bit.
and crying is good.
Right.
Crying
It
is-
releases endorphins. That's
Yeah.
why we still do it. But it's just a reflection of strong emotion. It's not necessarily a reflection of like sadness or anything, just but it's
Yeah.
still
Well, and it
I'm
can
still
be
having
sadness.
anniversary reactions around that, which is what they
Right.
call it. And since I have the words to describe it, it's not a problem.
Well, it's not a problem. But yeah, maybe that is true, right? Because if you don't know what it is and you feel that makes you feel like it's only something that's happening to you. But once someone ascribes words to it and they're like, here's a thing that happens to everyone.
Oh, we even have a name for it.
Right.
There's
That
some
does make it
utility.
easier in
Yeah, there's
naming things.
diagnoses and naming things and
You don't
describing them in
necessarily,
that way.
I bet it's more than just like, because I always felt like a naming of things was important because it's important to define things and to call them out. But also, I bet once something has a name, that means that other people have experienced it.
Exactly. I think that's why it feels better.
Yeah,
because it's
I
like
never thought about that.
there's so many people that have felt this, like that
So much so that we have a name.
we've
for it.
decided, to give it
Yeah.
a label. I think it makes you feel less alone. But I think, just like anything, it should be dialed up in the right degree. Like it shouldn't be this like rigid, like, well, I have anxiety. So like I'm an anxious person and I'm always gonna be anxious all the time, no matter what. Like this is part of my identity. Like over identifying with that descriptor,
With the
I think
name.
is a problem.
The thing.
Right. And it really just the reason we have diagnoses is just to like, okay, this cluster of symptoms tends to come with this cluster of symptoms. And we figured out that if we give everybody weed, they feel better. So it's like, okay, if you have that cluster of symptoms, we know what makes most people in that situation feel better. So it just helps with treatment, but it's not hard and fast. Like there is no rule book about like what grief should look like or what anxiety should look like any of that. So it's all bullshit. Like everything's bullshit. You just make up the rules as you go. But some of the rules help us, some of them don't.
Well, I think that
There's my theme for 20. The rules are bullshit.
and I think that I don't know, your impulse, I don't know if that's the right word.
It's usually the right word with me.
What you do on your July 4th week and how you honor that time rather than it being something that's like, and maybe you already feel this way about it, but rather than it being like, I guess I'm just going to do this thing that I do every year, like, no, this is your ritual. This is your thing. This is an honoring moment. And it's actually really, it sounds lovely.
I like that kind of shit. It's part of why I like the sugar skulls, like this idea of there being like a ritual and an honoring and a connection with that person. Like,
Right.
I think it's really beautiful.
This is an important time in my life and my year where I honor this
Like,
person who I love.
That's
who I
what's on my
lost.
heart. That's what's on my heart.
And I
at
think
this
that's
time.
a great time to be really weepy. Like,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Feeling-
I love it. See, you should. I love that. That's so great.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I mean, it's helped me cope. It is research based to have a ritual around honoring someone that you've lost. Research shows that it helps. And like, July 3rd meant nothing to us. It's just that day. But it's so vivid in my mind that, and I buy scratchy lotteries.
There you go.
I buy some scratchy lotteries, go to Wasabi Zen for sushi, which is just super overpriced and actually not that good. But and then I drive around Potomac, smoking a joint, and picking out which mansion I want.
And how lovely
And that's
of Corey, if he's going to die, that he dies in a time where it's the Cancer new moon and you're out here honoring your feelings and
that
giving
dick
into
would
your-
die when you're already emotional and shit.
giving
He
into
would
like
fuck
your
with me.
weepy
Dick.
heartache. I think that's lovely.
I think it's the dick move.
Nah, it's perfect. It's as perfect as something that's really heartbreaking and hard can be.
I think it's important to have those rituals. It's been helpful to me. And I wasn't able to do it last year because I was really sick.
That's
And I completely missed it. Like, it didn't even occur to me that it was happening.
right. Because
I was so fucking
I
sick.
felt like you were close to death yourself.
Yes, I was very sure that that was going to kill me.
So crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were sick until after you were sick.
I know. We didn't talk. It was like we call you. Because even the doctors were like, I don't know, bitch, like, you're fine. So you feel a little achy,
Right.
a little fever. Like, no, you know, like,
I'm dying.
it's 103. I'm taking like 17 Tylenol today. I can't keep down a meal. I'm projectile vomiting. I'm sleeping. Oh God, I sweat so much.
Well,
Yeah, I
and
think
it's
it
just
changed my
so-
body in a way.
and it's such a what a like harrowing and
Harrowing is a
life-changing
great.
experience to go through.
It really,
Facing your own mortality in
it
like
was
a
like,
very real, immediate way. Like this is happening, and immediate's not even right because it was like kind of. It was over such a long span of time. Like every day you wake up and you're like, all right, I guess this is the end.
well, I didn't know when I was waking up. Like, I
What day is it
wake
even?
up and sleep. I didn't know what day it was. Like, I didn't realize like 6 weeks had gone by. Like the entire summer. Well, mostly July. But like, I remember it being so fucking hot and I couldn't walk Penny. But remember I had that note for like the EMTs?
Mhm.
I was super convinced, like, if I, like, once I slept, because I would get so tired randomly, like, once I slept, like, that would be the slow creep, like, death would just, like, the Russian sleep
fight sleep?
experiments.
Did you
Yeah,
fight sleep
little
because
bit.
of that then?
Yeah.
You were like, this is it?
This is it. Because I
Well-
watched that fucking Russian sleep experiment shit. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it, no.
Oh, God, it's horrific. But they basically, like, they kept these people up on, like, this gas, like, amphetamine gas for, like, a week.
Mhm.
And they lost their entire, like,
It kills you faster than it, like the whole needing water, needing food, like you need sleep
more than anything. Like,
more
they
than
were
all
like
of those things. You
eating
need
each other and
sleep.
hallucinating after like 4 days. And like, then after a while, like, it took like 4 or 5 days, but they kept them in there like that for like 2 weeks. And like, when each one of them got to sleep, like, their body started naturally like, nope, when I sleep, I'm gonna die. And it happened to like two of them. The other one, like, one ate another one.
Fucking Russians.
Everybody's crazy,
If you're listening to this from Russia,
which you're not, because we know that from the metrics. So
fucking Russians.
yeah, go. I don't know. I don't know, you Russians.
Don't eat anyone today.
I'm not even sure what the search. Well, don't keep people up for like. But they were trying to test, like, can we keep soldiers up for this long?
Right.
But
Well, someone's
It
got
was
to figure it
bananas.
out, like someone needs to do that test. And the
Said
Russians were like, we volunteer.
said the Nazi doctors.
Well, someone needs to find out the limits of humanity.
Of human sleep,
Yeah.
and it is
It's not that much. Like
No,
you
it's
really,
dire.
you
Like-
really need it.
all their organs started shutting down. Like,
Nah,
you can honestly probably go longer without water or
yeah, you can.
food than you can without sleep. Like,
You can.
and the older I get, like, I get 4 hours of sleep. It's like I haven't slept in days.
Right.
Like, I'm foggy, I'm hungry, I'm tired, my whole body hurts, like, it hurts to bend over. I get a good 8 hours of sleep. I wake up like I'm fucking 21, like I'm ready to go.
There were when I was like deep is not the right word, but when I was at my peak of doing drugs and like I just wasn't sleeping for like 2 days,
Yeah.
not sleeping. I was like, oh, all right, like it's the end of my life. Here it is. That's fine. Like, you
Yeah,
just
and you're
lose
like-
your fucking mind. You lose your mind. And you
Yeah.
think, and at that point I was like, oh, it's the drugs, but no, it was my lack of sleep.
The only time when I cut my thumb on that mandolin, I hadn't slept in like, it was like 2 days almost. I got like 4 hours of sleep in 2 days.
It's not that you're hungover. It's not the drugs.
No,
it's
it
that
was-
your body needs sleep.
It was child welfare stress too
Right.
that was keeping me out and like work. I just
That,
been
like,
working.
your
I went to
interrupted
court and then I
sleep,
had to do
interrupted
this.
sleep. Yeah.
So I'm like, but also like espresso, 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 espresso. Anyway, but yeah, it was the lack of sleep. Like, your vision gets weird. Like,
Right. It's none of those other things. Like it's not
it's the sleep.
It's the fucking
Your body
sleep.
needs it. And one of the notes I took on the fucking Cancer new moon was mull it over, have a nap, and mull it over again. And I feel like that's the space I've been in. I've been very sleepy. I have no motivation. I'm kind of overcorrecting from the Capricorn. Like, I got a shit ton of stuff done. I'm super proud of myself for everything I did. Got it all done. But at this point, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about anything.
That's so cool though.
Like, I'm super pumped that I get to sleep till noon tomorrow. I can
You're-
sleep till noon if I want to, and
you're
I fucking will.
feeling all the fucking signs. You're like moving through the signs.
It's
That's
because I'm
so
psychic.
lovely.
I'm in
You are
tune.
psychic.
I'm in tune with it.
You're
or-
psychic with the universe.
Or it's confirmation bias, and I'm looking for
Uh,
because the moodiness
mm,
and the wanting to sleep is likely hormonal.
you're saying
from
that,
my
but
experiment
how
with-
long ago did you get off the birth control?
I stopped. I can tell you exactly. The last day I took it was April 27th.
Yeah, you're well past. This has nothing to do with that.
But I went all of May and most of all of June with like no period, no PMS symptoms, nothing. And now my boobs are all swollen. I'm bloated. Like
Period's
I'm
coming.
irritable. It's definitely coming. And I can feel like cramps, which normally up until that adventure, the day before my period, I would feel this way. It would just be one day. I would feel those like phantom cramps, and I knew my period was coming the next day, and like clockwork it did. This has been going on for like 4 days. But because I guess it was overdue, like it's just recorrecting, and I'm not looking forward to that process.
It's all right. No, you should embrace it.
But at least I
You
didn't get
should-
acne or anything.
You should fucking. I love this.
But the excess weight, the overindulging in food, which is also characteristic of this moon,
Yes.
I have been eating like a monster.
Man, maybe you're just the most.
I am a moon child.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm tired of shit, right? Like,
We're gonna find out.
if you left, I would fall asleep. Give me 5 minutes.
We're gonna find out, especially with these delicious rum drinks.
I know I want a cigarette.
Yeah. Well, how far?
Shall we take an ad break?
Maybe. We're 2 hours and 30 minutes in. So
You're fucking welcome.
lots of good content. Okay. Your intentions for the
Right,
the
or
new
to
moon.
not dig around in my past
Okay.
and to focus on the seance thing. So I think it's cool.
Yeah. And I think
I think we should do a
I'm gonna
seance.
tell you what
Maybe
an
we should
intention
do it around
that
the
you
Corey
should do
popcorn
is
situation.
you should lean into your grief and you
Oh, I do.
don't dig into your past, but
No.
honor your past.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy about that. That sounds lovely. I remember last week you said that this is a hard week for you. And so I hope that maybe
next week will be.
yeah, that's what I mean. That
Yeah.
the week of the
Okay.
4th is a hard week for you.
Mhm.
So
And it has been. It's been.
like how cool
5
would it
years.
be if you could this time next year, when this time rolls around, you look at it and you're like, oh good. The week of the 4th is coming up and I get to take some time and really
Oh, you mean not dread it, but
Yeah.
look forward to it?
yeah.
I would like that if I was that cool of a person.
I think that's lovely.
I don't know
because
that I'm that cool of a person.
I think that your ritual that you've built sounds like a wonderful time. And it sounds like a time that you get to go back and see your friend. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think about him. I don't get to see him.
Well, but in your heart, you know?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there.
Thank you, Cancer, new moon.
Yeah. Thank you, all the moons.
So good. All right.
Thank you, everything. Thank
And-
you, Marlboro, because I'm about to smoke cigarette
Yeah.
and I'll be right back. So
Well,
we can.
Real quick before we go,
Oh.
I'm gonna go to the beach. I'm gonna sit on the fucking sand and look out at the sea real pensively
Good.
and think about my feelings.
Yes,
Yes.
I like it.
And I'm gonna think about, my intention is to figure out and start setting aside some time or come up with something to connect more to my spirituality, whatever
Yes,
that looks like.
that's really
Intuition and
Cancer moon.
spirituality.
That is how you.
Yeah.
And you said we're a little far off of it anyway. So probably by the time you get to the beach,
Right. I'll have thought about it enough.
it's
and
gonna be there.
maybe I can set aside
It'll
like
strike it to you.
30 minutes of my alone time and go stare at the ocean and be like a little fucking crab.
I like it.
I love
You
it.
should crab walk into the ocean. Or you should FaceTime me and we should Zoom from the beach so I can live vicariously
I'll
through you.
FaceTime you while I crab walk into the ocean.
I like that.
All right.
Maybe I should just go down to the beach with you.
You can't. So I
don't have
told
any
you
more
that. I told you
precious
that on the
content?
last episode.
Can we just, because she's so cute?
There
There's
she is.
Lane. There's the barkingest dog in the whole world.
You could 100%. I would love for you to come to the beach with us, but you will be so miserable trying to stay with us. It's already insane. It's like I
No,
think
if
it's
I
a
could afford to, like,
two-bedroom, like a
No,
two-bedroom.
I'm
no.
absolutely not. I
It's
would
an
get a hotel.
upstairs, Carlos snoring, and then every room is taken up by not just one person, but two people,
And children.
and then
So many children.
it's so bad. And
It's
Donovan
so-
just cries out all night long.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I realized is he's astral projecting.
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah, because he always tells me about his doesn't
Adventures?
always. He tells me about his other family.
I need to hear more about this.
He tells me about his other family. And so I figured out that the reason he's so restless at night is because he's out there fucking talking to his ancestors and just going and meeting fucking spirit guides and just living the very full life in his dreams. And so I'm trying not for it to freak me out too much. Not that
Does it freak him out?
It freaks me out that he's not getting enough sleep. That's what freaks me out. That he's for 2 years now. He just has very restless.
Yeah, he's
nights.
never been a good sleeper.
And so I worry about his development.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to not let it freak me out too much. Because that's just him being awesome. He's out there.
But if he's not freaked out,
he's meeting the people.
Yeah, maybe you just do like nap times or something. Like you figure out a way to adapt. But like if he's not freaked out by it,
yeah, who knows?
Like I tell Penny, if I'm not freaked out, you shouldn't be freaked out.
That's right.
Right?
That's your thing that you do with her now.
Yes, it worked. It fucking worked.
All right.
It'll work with Donovan.
Love you guys.
Love you. Penny loves you.
Bye.
Bye.